Could you get the door for me, please? Thank you. There's Donnie. You getting her all cleaned up so I can go drop her off at Tesla?
Yeah. I really want those Tesla boys. Thinks you wouldn't be taken good care of.
That's right. We had our first software update in 47 days last night. 2020.4.1 went on. So we'll try to check that out a little bit. Good morning, Ruby. So Johnny and I are testing out the music, and it looks like it may actually be unstuck and playing properly this morning.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed.
That would be
So you can have a look at the...
that would be good. Yeah, we got the sound turned. We got the sound turned down, but
I understand.
yeah, we're up over a minute now, and the song hasn't hiccuped. That's very promising that the software update got us around whatever the problem was. She looks great. It was amazing to me yesterday how much sandy stuff sticks to the paint. You know, even though she's clean and there's no rain, and
That's right.
I haven't driven through a construction zone, and the amount of road sand that attaches to her is
That's the California duster.
yeah.
Dust it off with the California very lightly, and it knocks that.
Well, I'm fingers crossed she's going to stay clean, and I'm going to have her for the meetup on Saturday, but we'll just play it by ear.
All right.
So, of course, I'm going to try to test out all systems this morning. Traffic aware cruise control seemed to be working good. Autopilot has engaged and seems normal. Haven't had any nags yet. What was that? Guy behind me got out of his car and then got back in his car. That was weird. You don't want to hear thudding noises when you're stopped at a stoplight. So far so good. Well, so far I'm impressed. I've been on autopilot several miles now. No nags, holding the lane great, stopping great, totally comfortable with it. I tend to ride with my left hand at about 8 o'clock with my right hand at the ready, and I don't really get nags when I do that, and I'm comfortable. I got Johnny dropped off at 7:20 a.m. so he's on time this morning. I didn't notice any irregularities with Ruby while driving. The music kept playing. The automatic lights were doing what they were supposed to do. I have turn signal noises as expected without them fading in and out. Navigation is working properly. Autopilot, traffic aware cruise control. Let's see. Mirrors tilting down in reverse. You know, she charged fine last night, so I'm just not seeing any issues this morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to message Tesla and try to sort out whether or not we still think it's worth me dropping her off this morning, because as a software person, I kind of get you can't troubleshoot a problem that you're not currently having. And, you know, if a new software release got her back on track, maybe that's good enough for now for me. Always knowing that, you know, service would be there if we need to re-engage for an issue. So we'll see. I'll just gonna play that by ear. But I was looking at the release notes, and so we're on 2020.4.1 now, and it looks like it's just what came out in 2019.40.50.1, like the Christmas release that other people got. They have voice commands now for other stuff, which I didn't have until now. Phone improvements and reading text messages, camp mode, backgammon. I knew we weren't going to get all the new games, but we did get backgammon. That kind of makes sense. Voice keyboard, where you can dictate what you're trying to say to the car. driver profile, saving more navigation stuff, Danish language support, and then it lists previous updates, adjacent lane speed, automatic wiper improvements, automatic lane change improvements, high voltage battery diagnostic improvements. With this release, we've improved our ability to detect high voltage battery performance degradation. And the stop sign warning. So I don't know if there might be something else in 2020.4.1 for cars that have the newer full self-driving chip. But I think Ruby got about what I would have expected her to get. So I'm glad, because like I said, that had been very dry 47 days with no software updates, including right through the holiday season. So I'm glad this went on this morning. And because a picture is worth 1,000 words, here's the release notes, which, by the way, for me, did not have any problem drawing this morning. You know, sometimes it can take a while before the cars will show this screen. That's happening to a lot of cars, and it came up this morning, no problem. Yep, music from my phone is working properly, so the Bluetooth is connected up. The radio, I can hear it. I've got it turned down so to avoid a copyright, but I can hear it in the background. The radio's working. It was a quick 20 minutes north on Capitol Boulevard to get up here to the chiropractor. I really don't like that 3-lane road on this side of town. People are just, that extra lane makes them drive more crazy, but I'm here. I did fire off a message to Tesla. I'm back in Ruby after my adjustment, and Tesla did respond to me and said if the errors seem to be fixed, let's hold off, and to let them know if I start to have trouble again. And I'm good with that, because they are responsive enough that I feel comfortable doing that. So, I mean, unless they were going to put in MCU2 today, I don't see any reason to futz around with MCU1. And yeah, so we're just going to hold off. So I'm just going to head to the house now. I'm headed into the Holly Springs Target. I figured with Don going out of town, I'd better pick up some more of the K-Cup coffee that I like, so I can make my own coffee quick and on the run. Plus, it's a pretty morning. Plus, you know, I'm not usually over on this side of town except when I'm with Michelle, and we don't usually stop at Target. So I thought I'd take the opportunity of coming home past here and stop. Well, there are a couple cars I haven't seen before, but nothing to take home today. Well, I managed to only get the coffee I needed, although I did browse around, and I managed not to get a Starbucks. So I'd call that a successful trip to Target. If you only spend $10 and change on a Target trip, that is definitely a good trip. Show me the rear camera. Well, that's cool. So under the software tab, there's now supposed to be additional vehicle information. Let's see, air suspension type, standard, audio system premium, autopilot computer 2.0, cell IMEI, some long number, garage door opener, home link 4, motor type front induction, motor type rear induction, small, tow package included. Would be nice if it said full self-driving purchased or something on there too, maybe. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, hello there. Hi. How are you? You're good? Hi, Hi, bud. Hi. Hello. Itchy boy. Itchy boy. Hi. Hi. Oh, he's a good boy. I sure do love that cat. He's such a good puppy dog. Greets me. Totally social. Hi, girls. You guys are super sweet too. Hi, you staying warm over here? Are you on top of mama? Huh? Okay, so a diva on the Facebook group posted that she had just bought one of these Tesla Matchbox Convoy sets. It has a little red pre-facelift Model S with it too. And then I started chatting with my Tesla friends about, oh my God, I need one of those. And I was at Target this morning, but I didn't look at it's not huge. It's probably the size card of like 4 or 5 Hot Wheels side by side. But it, you know, so it's bigger than just a Model S Hot Wheel. But anyways, I didn't look at the big stuff when I was in Target this morning. I just looked at the little stuff because I didn't know. But oh my God, it even says Fremont on it. So let's just say in the next few days, I may be checking out every Walmart and Target in town. And this is Derek on, you know, Eric Straight on his YouTube channel. He somehow has come up with a whole box of them, and he's going to give some away, so that's cool. But let me know where I can have a box, because on Amazon, they're already going for $40 a piece. The UPS man just came with no less than 3 packages, well, 2 boxes and 1 bubble wrap mailer. I couldn't resist this shirt. I build robots. What's your superpower? I think I'll wear that to robotics tomorrow. I tried to tell him I had to leave. I patted his little head. I guess he's just being stubborn. All right, well, he's clear where I can see him. I still might have to get out and move him, though. Johnny's not here to help right now because I'm headed to pick Johnny up. All right, we're good. The 2 girls are still on the platform. And Tux is down there on his bench. I think he needed a little time away from the girls. You know, they do tend to sleep on top of him. Despite the cold snap that we had, the flowering quince and my daffodils are still looking very pretty. And also the winter daphne is blooming, and I did notice the pretty smell, the sweet smell, while we were working on Ruby washing her on Saturday. If it would warm up a bit more, I'm sure the whole yard would smell nice. It's been a long time since I drove from the north city limits for Fuquay Arena, like basically when we're going past John Deere coming out of town, all the way into downtown Raleigh on autopilot. She's driving really good today. I'm, you know, totally comfortable with what she's doing. You know, normally I'm just on traffic aware cruise control because that's my comfort zone, I guess. And I have really great, you know, results there. But, yeah, I mean, she's just doing really good today. I had one audible alert and I was looking at the driver dash, a message with some red pop up for like a split second, so I couldn't read it. As I entered the construction zone by Wake Tech, I think the construction cones and 1 lane going away flipped her out. And she thought about throwing control back to me, but didn't, if I had to say. That's what happened. And then I am still noticing this one behavior that I have noticed before on autopilot and is still there, and I still don't like it. When the lane gets wide to the right, like there's a right turn lane, but no dotted lines, it's just sort of an open space for a little bit, she tends to wobble a little bit, like she's trying to decide whether she should go to the right or stay with the left line or whatever. I wish under these circumstances she would just tend toward another second of let's just keep the car on the course it's on, as long as either the left or the right line doesn't go away. Because in most of these cases, the lane just gets a little wide, but you're really not going to leave the lane. So if she had continued to follow the line that didn't go away, that stayed straight, it would have been a better experience for the driver and for, you know, autopilot performance, I think. I mean, it's not much of a wobble, but it does happen. So I don't know, that's my only feedback, but it was a comfortable autopilot ride for like 8 miles or 9 miles there until I had to brake for that unfortunate light turning to red back there. It's 49 out there. It's a nice winter afternoon for sure. I'm at the Walmart in Garner with Johnny, and they have some of the convoys, but not the Tesla. Somebody's already apparently bought the Tesla one. Sad. I feel like we're a day late and $1 short. They have them at the Walmart in Fuquay too, but there's none of the Tesla ones. I'm kind of sad. Well, there's a vintage Cadillac.
Hey, look at
The Grim Reaper on the front.
yeah.
Wow.
I think it's an old purse.
Yep. Well, there's one Tesla Model S here at our local Dollar General, but no Matchbox at all. Matchbox was on the end cap, but none of the bigger sets. I got something for you.
You got something for me?
Now look, Elon was a day late, but not $1 short. And that's all I've got to say about this.
Okay. This is my birthday present a little early.
It is part of your birthday a little
Part
early.
of my birthday. Well, obviously it's a t-shirt.
That's what cats do, Don.
Oh, look at this. Oh, I got something to wear now. Oh, wow. Way cool. Cybertruck.
So Don ordered a Cybertruck t-shirt
not
from
this
the
one.
Tesla store, but not that, but not that one.
The broken window one.
I happen to have ordered that like the day before you told me there was a new Cybertruck t-shirt in the Tesla store.
Wait.
That was out of stock, by the way. That extra large looks really large. But I'm sure once we wash it, it'll be fine.
We'll probably put
So don't forget to pack grab your Cybertruck hat to the side over there. Let's do the full package. Thanks to Zeb that made that possible for you. So you'll be, you know, totally sporting the gear.
I'll be rocking the Cybertruck.
That's right, exactly.
Probably what I'm definitely going to be wearing Saturday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, Marianne's mentioned that I'm going out of town this weekend a couple times in our videos over the last few days. I am going to Fully Charged Live in Austin, Texas, put on by Robert Llewellyn and his team, Johnny Smith and other people. Looking very much forward to doing that.
Driving out with Kyle.
Right, thank you.
From Out of Spec Motoring.
Kyle from Out of Spec Motoring.
Don's going to get a trip in
carpool.
style
That's right.
in the Model 3.
Yeah, so I, you know, Mary and I, we've taken day trips. I mean, I think we're very experienced day trippers, but we really haven't done a long distance trip. And of course, Kyle is the, you know,
King.
guru of
Yeah.
long distance travel with an electric car.
Yeah, it's sort of funny when 25 hours to Austin is chump change for him.
He's like, I stretch my, just kind of get woke up good and we'll be in Austin, you know. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to that. I watched a couple videos today by News Coulomb, which I appreciate him. He basically was commenting on Bjorn's Nyland's 1,000-mile challenge, in that Bjorn stopped like 7 times to charge, which is what Kyle does when if you're trying to get from point A to point D in the least amount of time, you know, drive as fast as possible charge as frequently as possible. Keep your battery stay charged down low so you can get these fast charging. And versus what I would refer to is more kind of how Marianne and I go. We go in, let's call it sort of family mode. We go, we stop, we charge up. I think a couple times we've left basically when the car says, okay, you can continue your trip, and then we take off. But most of the time we end up, the car's was ready 5-10 minutes ago and we're just getting back to the car. So we tend to stay a little longer on the charge stop. But because we haven't done any of these really long distance where we hit supercharger after supercharger, you know, like from here to Austin or here to California, we haven't done that. So I'm looking forward to it. I've installed an app on my phone to sort of track my trip, and I'm hoping to collect some useful information and learn some stuff from Kyle, because like I said, he is the guru of trip charging.
Right, like you said to me one time, when you only charge once a day on your day trip, you really aren't feeling pressured to get through the supercharger stop particularly quick. But when it's your third one of the day,
right,
your attitude is likely to change a little bit, and we haven't experienced the third one of the day.
That's
right.
We
most is like 2.
That's right.
So that kind of will be interesting for you to see.
And we certainly have used a food stop and eat at a sit-down restaurant while the car charges. And that's why I said it tend to far exceed...
Whoa! Oops.
I guess you got that on camera.
Actually, they can't see it, so just keep talking. Do that acting thing where you forget you didn't, you know.
Right. When we ate at the restaurant, we ended up charging way more than we would have. In other words, if we were really trying to cut our trip time, we'd have hit McDonald's and grabbed a quick hamburger and went, because the supercharger had put enough range in there for us to get home with a 5 or 10% range remaining, which is what we would have done, and then we'd have just plugged in and gone to bed. But instead we stayed, and it charged up to like 90% or something like that, which is way more than what we needed to get home.
Yeah, well, I think the thing with Kyle is that he has so many miles under each software update with each change to the charge curve that he knows how to get the maximum out of each charging curve change. And you really got to experiment with it a little bit, because Tesla keeps on tweaking it.
Right, and I guess I didn't connect the dots. What I was trying to say is that Mary and I tend to travel in what I call family mode. If you're trying to get from point A to point B, and you've got 2 teenagers in the car with you or something like that, you're going to have a hard time doing the same type of traveling that Kyle does. Although he does it with a couple dogs, so maybe they're a little easier. But, people, they take 10 minutes to figure out, what they want on their hamburger sometimes. I mean, it's just like, just go in there and grab one of those pre-made sandwiches. Let's get out of here,
Well, you'll get the relief tomorrow. You'll get to travel in single guy mode. Right. You won't have to be in family mode tomorrow.
Right.
So.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is that there is when you travel by EV and you're taking a long trip, it's easy to stop and charge and take a pee break, and then stop, charge, a longer charge, and eat lunch, and then maybe one more pee break in the afternoon and charge, and then get to the hotel. So that would be more family mode versus hitting 5 or 6 superchargers in that same amount of time to minimize the total time that you spend at the charger. Because Coulomb, using all of his tricks, he was able to average 52 miles an hour. And of course, most gasoline cars can easily average 60 miles an hour. Literally, if you take, I started my trip at 8 o'clock this morning, and I reached my destination at 8 o'clock tonight. I was on the road for 12 hours, and it took me, that was 600 miles or something like that. You can calculate it out and average it out. 60 miles an hour is not unreasonable in a gas car, but 60 miles an hour is not that easy to achieve when you have multiple charge stop, when you're going to be going long distance. It's hard to keep that up.
Yep. So Don does promise to get me some footage each day while he's at Fully Charged Live on his phone. He's been doing a really great job lately capturing videos when he's working on projects and I'm not home, and I've got confidence from him. And if nothing else, when he gets home, we will have a trip report and such. And I know you're looking forward. Who's that nice lady, Chelsea? Sexton, yeah, who you said almost ran over you. And what year was that?
Like 20 years ago, like 20
in Sacramento,
1999 or 2000, in Sacramento.
In Sacramento, yeah, maybe you'll get to meet her because I'm sure she's going to be there. She won't remember the guy she almost ran over 20 years ago, or the guy that was out in front of her car.
Right. I need to be very close. She didn't run over. I didn't know that she was driving an EV1 and I didn't hear it. And she tooted her horn and I turned around and saw a very pretty redhead driving this very red EV1. I recognized the EV1 immediately.
And he was excited.
And I was like,
on both accounts.
And then, 10 years, 12 years later, I was watching Who Killed the Electric Car. And I saw her and I said, that's that girl.
Yeah, well, you make sure to get Kyle to introduce you because I think he knows her. So we need to tie the story full circle.
Yes.
But anyway, so we just finished watching the earnings call, and I told Don he's got to make a couple comments about it. But before I turn it over to him, I thought the question about the Starlink was annoying. Because Elon had previously said that it really not intending to put it in the fleet because the size of the antenna would be largish, like pizza. Yeah, you guys know Elon. He won't put that LiDAR shark-looking thing on top of the cars, and he's not sticking no pizza up there either. Apparently, the guy that asked him the question, I'm really not making fun of him, but it was a fair question. But Elon had previously answered it.
Right.
Is that, maybe he was thinking they put it in the glass so you can't see it. Like they would come up with some suave, designer thing where you wouldn't be able to tell. Yeah. So, again, I think Elon confirmed it's not on our list this year. It's like not really on our list. But Don says don't discount at superchargers.
Right.
Because you can have a Pi sitting over there near the supercharger somewhere providing YouTube to people supercharging, especially at Kettleman City and some of the bigger places.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. Kettleman City be perfect for that kind of a thing. So watch this space for potential supercharger use of Starlink. But what stood out to you?
Well, I think a couple things. I mean, more people know more about the financial numbers than I do. I won't do it, but
who's your guy for the stock? Rob Maurer.
Tesla Daily.
Yeah, Don watches him for stock stuff. I'm sure he will lay it out where all of us can understand it tomorrow.
Yeah, he's good at that. But I thought Elon was, and I don't think this is the difference between Elon and all the stock analysts and all these talking heads. They all somehow are stuck on demand. Because I guess the e-tron doesn't sell like hotcakes, the Taycan maybe is selling okay, but it ain't selling like hotcakes. The iPace didn't sell like hotcakes. None of these, what Elon call them? All these, what do you call them? All these, the big guys or the guys supposed to know what they're doing. Their cars haven't been selling like hotcakes. So the analysts are all looking at demand. Tesla, Elon says, we don't care about demand is not the problem. Our problem is production. And why the why the semi isn't shipping is it uses so many cells we can't at this point supply enough. If we started shipping semi trucks, it would use all he was implying if they started shipping semi trucks now, it would suck all the cells up. And what he wants to do, and he made very clear, which is the other thing he's got. His goal is to increase the number of EVs. If they switch between, from one model to the next at the same factory, they're not going to increase the actual number of EVs. They have to increase production, do production in more places to aggregate the increase in actual electric vehicles on the road, which is what Elon's saying. And he is saying, we're doing great on battery, but it is the battery that's holding up some of these things. So you know, we're rolling it out, and the big boys, they haven't, they thought they had this, you know, they had, I could just see some of those Germans, you know, they had it all plotted out and perfectly drawn, perfectly square lines, and the charts were perfectly colored in, and how they were going to do this, and then of course they can't get the batteries. So, you know, it doesn't matter how sweet your graphs look, you can't make the batteries.
So what else?
Oh, the Model Y production is moving out.
Don was in the configurator looking at his Model Y.
I did, and I have to say, I haven't changed my order yet, but apparently you get 21-inch wheels on the Performance Model Y, and the range is 280 miles. I personally don't. 20-inch wheels is okay. 19 I would prefer better, but going to 21, I don't really want 21-inch wheels. The too much rim damage and the range hit's too bad. I would rather give up the wheels, which you can deselect the performance package, but you still get the most of the acceleration, but you don't get all the cosmetic stuff. I just want to have
red calipers,
like red calipers and stuff.
So does your girl.
My girl, she likes the red calipers, and well, I do too. But what I'm saying is that I hope, I know those 21-inch wheels, there are people who are going to die for those. But, you know, I don't know that I'm that hot on them. I think I would rather have a different wheel choice. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. So what I'm saying is, this possible, I might end up just changing my order to just a dual motor and drop performance, because that gets you the 315 mile. I would, you know, trust me, the dual motor is going to be plenty fast for me. I mean, I don't see me really, you know, Marianne likes the red calipers and all that stuff, and I do too. So, you know.
Well, the Y was supposed to be our car for fun on the weekends, and you zipping around. It's not our trip car. So we had talked ourselves into mileage doesn't matter. But then I'm sure on your trip to Austin with Kyle, you're going to see what driving around in a Performance Model 3 is like in comparison to a regular 3 or even Ruby. And, you know, it's really has hurt the efficiency. It's hurt the efficiency. And so, yeah, it will make you pause, I think, about which car.
Right.
But, again, I go back to, we weren't planning on taking the Model Y to California.
But
like we said, you know, if we were going to go to Austin, we would take Ruby. We wouldn't think we would be taking the Model Y. And so mileage wasn't supposed to matter that much on the Y.
Look,
we won't know what Don's going to order until he hits the order button. And I can just tell you he's going to hit it, but it's still going to be painful for him to, like, hit it, I think. So...
yeah.
I'm vying for sooner rather than later, and he's vying for wait a little while and get a few under their belt. So we'll see.
Right. I'm fully expecting that by 1st of July we could have it. I guess that's maybe into July window, because they're going to start building them in California, and he said it's going to start in March. And they're going to ramp up, so they're going to do California.
I'm counting on my fingers how many months that is over here.
Well, it's less than 6 months. I guess that's what we're
well, that's more like 4 months, Nani. But I got you. Think 4. Four is good. In other words, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have one of the first Model Ys.
Right.
Even if they offered it to us, I think Don's going to pause for just a moment, maybe.
Right, well, we'll see.
I don't want him to.
Send me my email to please go finalize my configuration or something like that.
Right. Well, I think the thing this time around, I know we're like all over the place on these topics, but Don is prepared to not accept the car if the paint and everything doesn't look good this time. In other words, you might as well go ahead and order early, because it seems like some cars have no paint blemishes and others have them. And then when it comes, if it's not right, we'd like to pass and give this car to somebody else and wait for the next one in line, because you know, that's just our personal experience. And I'm with Don on that. I want him to order maybe earlier than he wants to order, but I'm totally with him on we'll wait for the next one to come around. So we can walk away and if we're not totally happy this time. So, yeah.
But
we'll see.
I think Elon's, you know, they took a lot of flack for the Model 3. So I can't believe he's going to have those kinds of teething. I didn't say the production was going to ramp up any quicker.
Easy, totally easy, but not going to be a piece of cake. But
you know, some of the things that were happening, you know, although I have to say when we got Sapphire, I didn't really have any real issues with Sapphire.
Right. Well, we saw one or two things, but not at Tesla.
Right, but it wasn't close enough that I would have refused delivery.
Right, that's true.
It wasn't anywhere close to that. So, and they were very minor little things.
Right, but Tesla, Don cares about the paint.
Right.
So if anything's going to be messed up, we take a cracked windshield, but don't let the paint be screwed up on the car, right? I mean, the paint has got to look right for Don and for me. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Now that the all-important earnings call is over, and seriously, it was important. It's great. The after-hour stocks price, it's fantastic. I love it when Elon gets good news for all of his hard work and effort and his whole team at Tesla. It's great. But now that that important stuff is over, it's time to go look for some Tesla Convoy truck Matchbox. So, you know, I checked some places on the way home, but I want to go to the Walmart in Holly Springs and the Target in Holly Springs. Yeah, the place I was at this morning that I didn't know to look. And see, because our buddy Julio is down near Fayetteville, and he has scored one after 3 stops, and I'd like to score. So, not to mess up with Walmart, Don does Walmart, but tonight Don does Target. A special midweek date night trip. Thank you, Nani.
You're welcome, pretty girl.
I could have come by myself. It's not that I'm afraid to come or something. It's just, you know, more fun with the partner. Okay, this Target definitely doesn't have any convoy vehicles out. None, zero, nada.
And the story the village gives is
No.
well, you got a bag.
I got zinc tablets. I remembered we were out.
That's good that you
I hate taking no for an answer, so Don bought me to Kohl's, but I don't see what I want here either. It's 9 p.m. Who would have thought Kohl's in Fuquay in January was open until 10 p.m., but they are. It's not even a weekend night, but there's a trickle of people in there shopping. No luck. No, they had some Matchbox 5-packs, but no, not what I wanted.
Right.